but I think I'm going to be the top governor here tonight. A lot of governors have fallen by the wayside when people thought I didn't have a chance in this race. You and I are standing here talking today, talking about what I'm going to do next. That's a good day for me.
High expectations becoming a bad reality for New Jersey Governor Christie. Governors Jeb Bush, Kasich, and Mike Huckabee all coming in ahead of the New Jersey governor who took 10th place at the Iowa caucus.
You know, I talked to our former colleague and current friend and now the political reporter for Fox 5 in D.C., Ronica Cleary, on the radio this morning, and she pointed out that not only did he set the expectations that way, but he also said early on that it was very likely that it would be a governor who became the next president.
Right, and it doesn't look like that. So this puts a really big question mark around Christie's campaign, especially when considering this. No candidate finishing worse than 4th place in Iowa has ever gone on to win his or her party's nomination in the past 44 years. Looking ahead, Monmouth University pollster Patrick Murray says it's New Hampshire or bust for Christie. But not everyone had a bad night.
Iowa, we love you, we thank you. You're special. We will be back many, many times. In fact, I think I might come here and buy a farm. I love it, okay?
Texas Senator Ted Cruz taking 1st place and Donald Trump taking 2nd. The news comes as a surprise to some as Trump held a 5-point lead going into Iowa caucus. But others say that Donald is doing pretty well, especially considering he's new to the political field and that he's leading a pretty unconventional campaign. So here to break this all down for us, we have political analyst and New York Times bestseller Roger Stone. So Roger, what do you make of Trump coming in 2nd place last night?
In all honesty, the 3 points which Cruz won by are probably organizational, structural. He was better organized. I think Trump created a large enough pool of people to win the Iowa caucuses, but his campaign failed to convert them to be voters.
Roger, how serious is Donald Trump now going to take Marco Rubio?
Well, first Trump has to dispense with Cruz once and for all to consolidate his position on the right. Then he will be facing Marco Rubio, who is emerging ahead of Christie, ahead of Jeb Bush, ahead of Kasich as the establishment candidate. The good news for Marco is he does have appeal among conservatives. He was the Tea Party candidate for the U.S. Senate in Florida, and I think he can bridge a gap. So in a way, Rubio poses a greater danger to Trump than Cruz does because Cruz's appeal is extremely limited. The Elmer Gantry Act, the Hillbilly Act may work in Iowa. It won't work in New Hampshire, where there aren't many evangelical Christians, by the way.
What about Governor Christie?
Well, this shows why timing is everything in politics. Christie's time was 3 years ago. That's when he should have run. It was prior to New Jersey's financial collapse. It was prior to the George Washington Bridge fiasco. And of course, there's an open question as to whether Christie will be named as an unindicted co-conspirator in those crimes. The strategy of passing Iowa, focusing on New Hampshire, has never worked. And it didn't work in this case. Christie is toast.
All right, Roger, we'll see what happens. We'll be there looking at it on Tuesday night, and we'll want to talk to you right after the votes are in.
We shall see. Many thanks.
Thanks, Roger.